Over the past 12 months, I've been going through my old bedroom at my parents' house and finding retro tech items to sell on eBay. In the process of that, I have made £1,200. That might seem like a lot of money or not that much money depending on your perspective. But in the process of that, I've also discovered some much more important things about myself and my relationship to things that I used to own in the past. And I wanted to share them all here today, as well as give you some good tips on how you can find some hidden gems in your closet. I've loved technology ever since I was a kid, probably because my dad did too. So we always had little gadgets or new computer games floating around the house, and it was a really big part of my childhood. So keeping these in my bedroom for all that time has been as much about me not being willing to let go of the past as it has my hope that I'd somehow rekindle my interest. The reality is that starting a family of my own, I really just don't have time to go back through my old Dreamcast collection anymore or pick up that random Walkman that I used when I was a kid. One thing that is a bit scary about eBay is putting your items up for sale and then losing them at a much lower price than you really wanted. So one really cool tip if you are looking to sell things on eBay is to open up the app and just put in a search for whatever item it is that you are thinking about listing. Then if you go over to the advanced filters, you can select for completed and sold items, and it will give you a really good idea about what the actual going price is for your products. I've actually really been surprised how well video games can retain their value. You'll find that if you've got old video game consoles like PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3, they can fetch between £60 and £100 depending on the condition. And if you can bundle in games, controllers, memory cards with that, you can really bump the price up to a decent amount. One thing I've really remembered by looking through my old Dreamcast collection is how easily the boxes cracked. Those games were just so fragile, and unfortunately teenage me didn't take very good care of them. The ones that are in good condition you can get a really good price for. It's easy to start selling things on eBay and think it's going to be quite an easy thing to do, but actually when you get into it, you've got quite a lot of logistics to figure out, making sure all of these games go to the right address, making sure that the discs are all in there and that everything's clean. And it also becomes quite a good chance to reflect on like what these games or those items meant to you. And the best example of that really for me is like Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. This is Sonic Adventure 2. And it's actually one that's gone for the most amount of money. I got about 50 quid for this. Until the Dreamcast, I basically shared all my consoles with my brother, and so the Dreamcast was the first kind of thing that I felt I had real ownership over. You could get onto the internet, so you could actually plug in a keyboard and go onto chat rooms and use it for basic internet browsing, and that was my first experience of the internet. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 were like two of the games that really made the most of the hardware and also kind of caught my imagination. It definitely gives you a bit of pause for thought, and you do have to kind of let go of the past as well. It's not quite as simple as just making a load of money on eBay, especially if you have kind of like sentimental ties to the things that you're selling. Oh man, I need to concentrate here because I'm going to make some mistakes. The thought of booting up my GameCube and playing the original Mario Kart Double Dash with Gabriel, that's just something that I've had in my imagination ever since I found out that I was going to be a dad. But now that he's actually starting to walk around and talk a bit, I'm realising that the experiences I make with him now in his terms are so much more powerful than anything that I could recreate from my own childhood. I mean, I love my own childhood, but the one thing that I definitely don't want to do is rob him of experience in his own. And I feel like if I'm just enforcing all of this retro tech onto him, then it's just not going to be the same. He's going to find his own things that he loves, and I want to be a part of that and see the world through his eyes, not force him to look at it through mine. I also think that you reclaim a lot of power and agency by just getting rid of things that are causing clutter around your house, or in my case, my parents' house. And for a lot of the items that I've sold, having this meditative moment where I just remember the amazing times that I had with a certain device or game. I'm grateful for those memories, and then I package it up and send it off to somebody else who can create new memories with it. That's actually quite a nice moment, and it gives me a lot of closure as well with my past in a weird kind of way. The fact that that comes with the bonus of making a bit more money when times are tough, being able to put it into this channel, buy a new MacBook that I can cover on this channel but also use to produce more videos. That's a really powerful way of turning the past into a plan for the future. And so personally, I've gotten a lot of enjoyment out of that as well. So yeah, if you want to look at what exactly I'm putting this money into good use for, then watch this video next and see how my desk setup has evolved this year. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.